They're dancing hedgehogs. That's pretty much all you need to know. Hey guys, welcome back to another review video. Today I'm going to be reviewing this wonderful game right here, Hedgehog Hop. It's actually one that I picked up at this year's Captain Con. It is made by Fight in a Box, which is the same company that makes Squirrel or Die and Processing, two other games that I think I've either reviewed or at least mentioned. I've definitely reviewed Squirrel or Die. I might still have to do the Processing review. And it is a great game. Much like the other games, it's very easy to learn. It's very easy to play. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes. This box right here is for 2 to 3 players. If you buy a second box, that lets you play a 4 to 6 player game. You basically just mix them together. And it's a card-based game, much like Squirrel or Die. I'll take it out here so you can take a look at it. It's pretty fun and silly in concept. It's basically a bunch of hedgehogs are having a dance competition showdown, and this is the final round of the showdown, and you and your opponents have their own dancing squads, and you're basically trying to compete for who the best dancers are to win the dance competition. The rules are pretty straightforward. I'll show you the cards here because that pretty much gives you everything that you need to understand the rules. Here's what the cards look like. You can see that there are 3 things on the card that, well, there are 3 things on the card that matter. In the upper corner here, you have the dance move. That's either going to be slide, hop, or can't quite remember, groove. Slide, hop, or groove. So slide moves you one direction, groove moves you the other direction, hop moves you up. The cards never move down because the hedgehogs are already getting down. So that's one of the it's one of the classic cheesy lines slash hilarious lines from the game's creator, Seppi. He's the one that runs all the demos. I'll put like a picture of Seppi over here. Seppi is amazing. He's hilarious. He's eccentric and over the top, and it's going to be one of the best demos that you play all weekend. If you're ever at a convention where he's demoing games, absolutely have him demo any games that he has with him. He also obviously did our demos for Squirrel or Die and Processing, and he had another game there this year called End of the Line, which I didn't get to take part in the demo, but my group did. I was actually running a photo booth at the time this year at Captain Con. Something new that we're trying that I may be doing more in the future, hopefully with a little more planning. This year it was kind of slapdash. But yeah, so I didn't get to play End of the Line. I heard it was really good. I did get to demo Hedgehog Hop, really liked it, picked up a copy. I think this copy was only $15. He did have another sort of promo copy with him. I think he had 2 left that was all acrylic tiles as opposed to just regular like cardstock cards. And obviously took up a lot more room, but they looked amazing and they felt really good because the way the game works is the cards slide around. They either slide left and right in their rows or they slide up in their columns. And so having acrylic tiles on like a nice matted playing surface, they slide around really smoothly and it felt really good. And I think those sets were only like $40, but he only had 2 left and I couldn't make up my mind whether or not I wanted to buy one, so I just went with the regular set. I'm probably gonna kick myself for it later, but whatever. So, like I said, super straightforward game, like 12 to 15 minutes, 2 to 3 players. And the way the game works is you set up a starting grid. I think the 4-player game that we were doing, the grid was 2 cards down, 1 card over, and then another card down. So you had this kind of Z pattern. And those cards are randomly, shuffled out of the deck. And then you give players a starting hand of random cards and you put the rest of the deck off to the side. And the way the game works is when it's your turn, you're going to take one of the cards from your hand. Say, for example, it's this card right here. And so the 3 things that matter are the dance move, so this is slide, the color of the card, this one's blue, and the dance style. The dance style on this one is the little, I guess you would call it a hedgehog face, and that is rave. So there's retro, rave, spicy, and street. And you can see right there, that's those. And so when you place your card, I believe you have to place it so that one of those is matching. So if you're going to place a blue slide rave card, you need to place it next to or adjacent to another slide card or another blue card or another rave card. And when you place the card, because this one is a slide and the arrow is pointing this way, the entire row that you place the card in, so I know this isn't going to be the best angle, but say you had a couple cards down like this, right? Say these 2 cards were on the table. When you add this 3rd card, that whole row slides over 1 card space. And so if there was a whole grid of cards here from having been played, when you add slide, that whole row is going to slide over 1. If you play groove, the whole row is going to slide over the other direction. If you play hop, which is the up card, the entire column that you placed it in is going to slide up 1 space. And so the whole board is constantly shifting around like this crazy sort of like flat 2D Rubik's Cube of spinniness. And the idea is that you're trying to create chains of similar either moves or colors or dance styles. And also, when you play a card, if the card that you placed it next to has two things in common as opposed to just one. So say it's, say I play this card next to a green rave slide, then it has two things in common, slide and rave. Obviously the color is different. If you play it next to something that has two in common, you get to take, I think you get to take a card off of the pile or something like that. You get a bonus card that you put down in front of you, and those are backup dancers. You can play backup dancers from your sort of backup dancer stash as opposed to cards from your hand. There's a reason not to do that. I can't quite remember. It's because at the end of the game, the way you win is once all of the cards have been played, you know, you've gone through the deck, everybody's accumulated some backup dancers, there's this massive grid of cards that have slid around. There's little pockets of matching patterns that have been disrupted by things sliding around, because obviously if you have, say you have like slide, slide, slide going across in a row, you're like, nice, I have a pocket of 3 slides. Then somebody below that could play a hop that pushes that whole middle column up and breaks up your nice little pattern. And so you can disrupt pockets of sort of like synced symbols or colors by sliding things around. That's the whole way that you sort of attack and defend in the game. At the end of the game, from your backup dancers, you're going to choose one dancer to be your lead dancer. I don't think you can choose a card from your hand. I don't think you have a hand by the end. So you choose one card from your backup dancers to be your lead dancer. And your lead dancer is obviously you just pick a card. So this one right here is a blue slide, and I forget what the hat is, street. So I picked this as my lead dancer at the end of the game. I now look at the grid as it's laid out and basically go, okay, what's the largest pocket of slide cards? So look anywhere on the grid, and what is the largest non-diagonal section of slide cards that are adjacent? So say there's like 3 there. Okay, so that's 3 points. Then I look at the largest section of blue cards. Okay, say there's a pocket of 4. And then I look at the largest section of street dancers and say there's another pocket of 3. So that's 3 plus 4 plus 3. So you'd have a final score of 10. I think you also get bonus points for backup dancers that you haven't used. It might be 1 per card or something like that. I'm not going to go over all of the rules like directly. You can look at their website for that. They always do awesome videos for how to play their games. But that's basically how you win. You go over the matching pockets of the different styles of your lead dancer that you choose at the end of the game, and whoever has the most points wins. So it's a very simple game. It's fun. It's easy to learn. It's quick to play. Like I said, starter box is 2 or 3 players. You can expand on that by buying a second box and mixing it in, and then you can go up to 6 players. Cheap game to buy. I think it was like $15 or $20. I think it's still in pre-release right now. So I think you can order copies, but they're not going to be shipped yet or something like that. If you go to the website, you can definitely still purchase. Let me see here before I give you guys false information. You go to their website and you click on get a pre-release copy. Yes, so standard edition is $12. The limited edition deluxe Hedgehog Hop, which is the acrylic tiles, is $40. If you can pick that up, I would definitely recommend it. Having played with it, those are really nice. And then, you can also get a limited edition Hedgehog Hop pin, which looks pretty awesome, for $13.50. I'm probably going to put these on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a great game. We had a ton of fun with it. We've always liked their games. Squirrel or Die is a great game when you're just like looking to kill time, because you can knock out like 5 games of that in like half an hour. It's awesome. Processing, also tons of fun. A little more complex, I feel, than these two, but not by much. Not really. It's kind of like a fun voting. It's like trying to vote for what you want. I'm not going to get into it. I'll do a review of processing so you guys can see it. But anyways, this is Hedgehog Hop. Really good. Definitely worth picking up. And just another winner from Seppi and the guys over at Fight in a Box. So hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'll put this here as a little final. Oh, we'll just leave it like that. Hedgehog Hop. Pick up a copy. It's great. Thanks for checking this video out. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And I will be back soon with more reviews, demos, rants, all kinds of stuff that I do. If you haven't yet, go down below this video and subscribe. Make sure to turn on your little notification bell. Make sure that you turn it all the way on. You want to have those wavy lines around the bell. You don't just want it to be on without the wavy lines, because that means notify me sometimes, which is confusing. Wavy lines around the bell means notify me all the time. And why would you not want to be notified all the time? I mean, This is great content, isn't it? And if you have time, leave a comment. I try to respond to comments as quickly as I can. I love to interact with you guys. Seems to be picking up a little bit, so if we can keep that going, that'd be awesome. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.